everyone, welcome to Espresso Press Design. Mary here. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to do some fabric clusters, but in lieu of a button, we're going to do some fancy stitching to hold them together, like so. Hopefully you can see that one there. And I thought, let's fringe them up and make them all shabby. And look how cute they are as an embellishment on a little coin envelope that you can turn into, I just figured this out yesterday, that it's the same size as a gift card, and you can tuck a little gift card in there. And these are kind of shabby fall-like, and you can use them for whatever, but there's one on a package, little bag, a little textured bag. And then of course they can go on your journals. You could sew a bunch together, make a cover or something, make some pockets, do stuff like that. I just wanted to do something. I have done flowers like this. I was going to do that, and I might, but I just wanted to do something torn, and since fall is coming up, just would look really cute for embellishments, maybe on some of your fall projects. So you'll just need some fabric. I have my 2 boxes here of my fabrics that I've been using for my brooches. And this is just little pieces that I collect, and then I, go through them, use them for various projects. So I'm just going to choose some fall colors here, muted, and I'll take some of that, probably some more of that, maybe some of that. Could do some of that. Maybe something like that. I already have one with that. I think I would like some have a couple little warm colors there. A plain fabric. Let me get one of those. Thought I had some mauve somewhere. So as you can see, when I find these little fabric snippets at Goodwill, I always choose them. Might as well get some more of that. There's a little piece. Oh, that's pretty. Except I think maybe that's all I have of that. So Oh, I have another little pile down here ready to go. Let's just get started. And we're just gonna make, you'll also need some thread. So I also look for stuff like this, and this seemed like too good of a deal to pass up, so I grabbed it. And it really helps if you use an embroidery needle. So let me get mine out here. Here's my needle. And I keep a bunch of threads in there, which is just like the rest of my life. It's stuffed full of stuff. Oh, there's a little piece of that. I'm going to use that. Let's see. Well, I wanted to do something with this while I have it, so I might as well cut some of that out so I can throw the rest away. And they can be, you know, whatever you want. 3 pieces, 5 pieces. Okay. You can use your zigzag sewing scissors if you have them. Let's see. I think I'm going to get a piece of that. We can tear, we can cut. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so believe it or not, I'll even save that. And I'll go in here and see if there's something else I might use. Okay, let's use that little piece. See, I'll even save something like that. Because apparently I'm crazy. Okay, so let's get a base. And then you can sew whatever design you want. This one I just went down 2 sides. This one I did a circle. This one I did a square. Like a little quilt square. I think I need one more little piece of we have a tiny piece of yellow. We do. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll zoom in on this. Okay, that's good. And then is this long enough? Okay, let's try it. See if that's long enough. And most people would use a button, of course, like so. This is one of my fabric paper clips. But I didn't want them to be so bulky. And I just thought, let's do something different. I think I'll put some seeds on that yellow square just to make things go faster. And we went to the mountains on Sunday. It was my our 23rd anniversary. So we took our daughter back, and you want to make sure you're going to catch all of your fabrics there. So make sure you rearrange things appropriately. So anyway, we took her back to our second honeymoon hotel. The first one unfortunately burnt down. An amazing historical place that used to be a spa back in the day for people like the Rockefellers, as they were on their way to Chicago. Probably had a few $1 million worth of antiques, because every single room was nothing but antiques. And one night it just burnt to the ground. And I just thank the Lord I have photos. It was such a beautiful place. The gardens were beautiful. Everything about it was beautiful. The food was fabulous. They had a theater. Every room was different. Very old-fashioned, very quaint. Not quaint, it was opulent, but you know, just the Victorian wallpapers, and every room had a different theme, and it was a feast for the eyes and so relaxing. And the wraparound front porch was full of wicker furniture, tables, benches, or, you know, like settees. But anyway, the second hotel was similar, just not as opulent, but also historic. And that's what we did. We took a historic route across the entire state and had a blast. They were all beautiful and just full of charm and things you just don't see anymore, like the old 5 and 10s and candy shops and ice cream shops and diners and all of that good stuff. And then you just tie that off. And there's another one. So this is probably and then I could just pop that on there with a little fabric glue. It's not going to show through. And then I have a cool little Christmas tag ready to go. And then I forgot I was going to bring my to and from stamp. You could stamp the back to and from if you want. But see, very quick, different. Didn't want to do the same thing with just a button. Let's see, where'd you go? That'll look cute on a bag. That would also work really well with this. There's a page right there for your fall journal. Nice and shabby. Okay, where are we? 16 or 18. Now, permit me at the end. I'm really nervous about this because I'm not sure if it's something I should do or not, but I thought you might be interested in my project, which has nothing to do with art, but maybe everything to do with art. Or at least doing what you love. So I will get brave. And then I just thought, well, why not? Why not speak to a community, mostly of women who might be affected by this, and that's cute, I think. And maybe it will end up helping them. Why not? Why not do some stores? It's kind of Americana. One more little thing. Oh, this fabric. I love this. These little flowers. Let me see if that's going to match. Why not? Everything doesn't have to be so matchy-matchy. And it still works. Yep. That little calico there. Let's do it. Let's try this one. Maybe a little smaller. Okay, that'll work. Oh geez, where did I set my needle? I should know better than to do that. Where is that? Let's get this wine color. Go a little darker. And I think I will do a little you could do a running stitch back and forth across there if you wanted. As this slow stitching, if you want to learn the basics, there's a woman called Sarah Humphrey. I hope I'm saying that right. Homfray, I believe. I know it's HOM, so if you type that in, you should find her. Pretty sure it's HOMFRAY. But she will teach you every single stitch in a beginner's video for slow stitching. And I have to go back and watch it again. Some of them I learned in home ec. Anybody old enough to have taken home ec? Home economics, which they should bring back. My daughter made deep fried Oreos. But she was never a kid that hung out in the kitchen. More like she would hang out at the pond or the backyard or her other interests. So I suppose, I don't know. I can't say I really knew how to cook when I was her age either, but it's amazing that with Google and everything, it seems like they don't know how to find information that's pertinent to their life, like learning how to cook. But anyway, she tried a new recipe this summer and she learned the ins and outs of hot oil, which always scares me. Because first I made funnel cakes and then she made deep fried Oreos. It's been so rainy you could barely get out to go to any fairs or anything. No, I don't go to them anymore anyway, but In the summer, you always miss the traditional fair food. And the traditional summer food. So that was a sugar extravaganza. Maybe I should have chose something a little quicker. But if you get bored, I can always speed this part up. Almost done. Just going to make like a little frame around there. Turn that into a little focal point. And that's the beauty of slow stitching as opposed to embroidery. One of these days I'll have to show you my husband's cousin's embroidery, Italian embroidery. Every stitch perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Which I'm sure, once you get the hang of that, it's just as relaxing. My aunt taught me embroidery when I was young. I tried to teach my daughter, but she wasn't too interested in that either. And what she did like was paper quilling and sculpting, and she also tried felting, so I guess that's her foray into fabric, was felting. Okay. Oh, that one's done. That's cute. And you just put your needle under a thread, go through the loop, and then pull it tight. Do that once or twice. Oops, I missed that one because my end got in the way. Pull it through. You're going to have a little loop. Go through the loop and pull it tight. And I didn't even I didn't even pull my first thread through to my knot. I'll just cut that off. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Here's another one. That's cute too. That looks very fall-like you're driving down a country road and you see a barn and with an old advertisement on it. Okay, everyone. Okay, I'm going to be really nervous here. But I hope you'll give this a try. It is very relaxing. And if you had a summer like we've had with more rain than sun, sit on the porch and make some fabric clusters. Those took about the same amount of time, and we're only at 31. So I think I'll take 5 minutes here. Have my courage. Okay. This was our project. My project. I have been, how can you say, out of personal necessity, an advocate for this topic for 22 years of my life. This is my, let me think, third or fourth book on the subject. This was my previous book, which I've now discontinued. This is the newest one, and since I have an editor now, my daughter, who's an English major, an excellent, beyond excellent writer, nowhere near like me. So 22 years ago, I began with this subject, became an advocate, was quite ill myself, found experts in these fields, some of whom I met, helped me recover. And then I just went down a rabbit hole and researched and analyzed and did all of that. And as I said, 22 years of my life. And with this book, I knew this was 2019, but I knew by 2016 it would be shaping the future of drugs and food. And that's true. It is, and it has. We now have, let me just go over the topic. What if many chronic immune-mediated diseases begin with the disrupted gut microbiome? Now, again, this has nothing to do with creativity or art, but in my case, if you're sick, you can't do what you love. And in my case, what I loved being was a parent, and I absolutely had no choice. Otherwise, I might have very well been in a wheelchair or bedridden, like some of my friends, like some of the other mothers in my daughter's class. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And I found what helped me, and then I just felt kind of obligated to share it and make the best case I could. And I'm happy to say that all of this has come to pass. If you don't know what human milk oligosaccharides are, they are now in infant formula. They have recently found a way to produce them using dairy milk. And in a couple of years, I'm pretty sure they are going to be on the shelf as an adult functional food. We also have fecal microbiota transplants. There are at least 2 on the market right now. One is like $9,000 and one is like $17,000. So all of these things that I said in this book have come to pass, which I knew they would, because by 2016 this was becoming common knowledge. But the thing is, this book was way out of people's price range and out of the reach of most people. So, and it only went up to a certain point where all of this was just on the horizon, but now it's come to pass, and this is just got put on Amazon a week ago, I guess. Yeah, we finally finished, and this was my project, which I started for months and months before she even got out of school. And a lot of this is in this, but this is much more affordable for more people. So, okay, that's all I'm going to take. And I also have a blog and a website. And I would appreciate your support, but at the same time, again, I'm just going to reach out to another community that I've already built, which is comprised mostly of women, possibly a lot of chronically ill women, I don't know, but it might help you, it might be affecting you, and regardless, it might be affecting someone you know, and if you would like to support me, I would certainly appreciate it. So, okay, I'll probably never bring that up again. I don't like, I wear many hats, but I don't necessarily always like them to combine, because this is my creative space. This isn't, as I said last time, I'm retired, hoping to retire someday before I'm 90, and this isn't my job. That's not my job. What's the core of my life? Is my family and my home and then my job and all of that, and then after that all of my creativity, and then after all that is whatever I have to give to humanity in whatever avenue that takes. So, okay, I think I've said enough about that, and I'll probably never bring it up again, as I said, and we'll just be back to what we do here. And again, I thank you for your time and everything here just as much. So I'll be back next week, and I hope to see you here, and you have a great day and a great week. Bye.